Hello, today I'm going to be comparing two key mechanisms from these Yamaha synthesizers. We've got the MODX M8 here, and we've got the Montage M8x as well. If these videos have been useful to you, please press the thumbs up below the video. It really helps an independent store like ours get our videos seen here on YouTube. Now, questions come up all the time as to how different the keys are between these, and I wanted to just take away some of the mystery, talk about the specs. More importantly though, to play the things and tell you what my immediate feedback is. I'm going to start off with the MODX M8, which uses Yamaha's GHS key mechanism. This is graded hammer standard, and it's seen on quite a few of their stage pianos and also some of the student model pianos in the Arius range as well. So it's a tried and trusted mechanism. And the G stands for graded, so at the bottom it's heavier, and as you get up, the key action gets slightly lighter, just as it does on a traditional piano. So I'm going to play a little bit and then talk about how it feels, and then we'll compare it. This is going to be using just the standard piano that we get every time we turn it on, the Yamaha CFX Concert Grand. Okay, so for me, as a pianist of many, many years, I feel quite at home on this one, I have to say. The feedback is consistent, but there is weight to it. There really is weight there. It does feel like a piano to me instinctively, and it's very impressive. Now, bearing in mind that this GHS mechanism is also reasonably, comparatively lightweight, so it does suit the stage piano set quite well. This is used in other models like the CK88 and the DGX 670 as well. So it's a good lightweight portable action. So it's a good compromise. And I think it gives me enough to make me feel comfortable feeling like I'm playing a piano. But the reason we're doing this video, folks, is because we're comparing it to this one, the Montage M8X, which has, as you've probably seen in the spec sheets, quite a different action altogether. And I'm going to tell you why. Of course, there is a price difference as well, but what the differences are, but crucially, what it feels like to play as a experienced pianist. So the key mechanism that we get on this one is called the GEX, and this is graded effect, and the X, we don't really know what it means, but I think it means some additional things as well, including polyphonic aftertouch, which is actually less to do with the playing piano, it's more to do with some of the extra sounds in here, but that's just indicating that it does some extra things. Now, before I get going, if you have a close-up of these keys, you can see that the black ones, compared to the GHS on the MODX M8, they have this lovely textured wood on them as well. So to look at, they look a little bit more authentic, but that's actually there for a purpose, because long playing sessions, particularly on stage under lights, where you get a bit sweaty and you get finger fatigue and what have you, that's a kind of nicer, more tactile surface. There's a bit more friction on it for playing quick passages, and it's a little bit easier to grip onto. Okay, so I'm going to go and start playing just the standard piano on here. And the major difference is that this key mechanism is the one that you'll see in Yamaha's top-end clavinovas. So they're premium home digital pianos that are really designed to mimic the experience of playing a concert grand piano. So I'm going to get playing, and then I'm going to tell you how I feel about it afterwards. Again, just using the standard concert grand piano. Okay, so initially, there is a difference. There is quite a significant difference in how I feel I have to put my body weight into this key. I noticed it straight away, particularly at the bottom end where the hammers are heavier, that there's more deliberateness in my playing. I've got to lean on it a bit more. I've got to be the boss of this keyboard. That's what it feels like. And if for those of you that have sat at the face of a concert grand piano, that's what it's like, isn't it? It's a little bit intimidating, the weight of the keys and being faced by this behemoth thing in front of you. That's the feeling I get from this one. There's real weight to it. And of course, what's happening is on the inside, there is a longer mechanism, significantly longer than the one we get in the GHS on the MODX M8. So my inputs have to be more deliberate. That being said, for some of the synth aspects, if you're more of a synth player than you are a pianist, you might find that the slightly lighter feel of the GHS is more suitable to you. But this feels like playing a grand piano to me. There's one thing which I just remembered after we filmed the video, so we're inserting it here for you. Quite a significant difference in the key tops on these two keyboards. Now come a little closer here and I'm going to show you what I mean. There's a satiny finish to the white keys on the Montage M8x. Can you see that? Okay, now let's compare that to the MODX M8, which has a much shinier, sheenier plastic key top to it, which at first glance is noticeable. But I've got to tell you that on your fingertips when you're playing, when I'm switching between these, this is one of the first things that I consciously noticed but didn't say at the time, is that this feels kind of smooth on the fingers and not so plasticky, for want of a better word, as you get on this one. That combined with the lightness of the touch, comparative lightness, I think was what made me really say that there was a bit of a downgrade on this one, because it just doesn't feel quite as premium as this smooth satiny top that we get all the way through to some of Yamaha's top-end clavinova pianos. Let's try some of these different pianos in here. CFX and the Pad. Yeah, I have to tell you, it's much more of a visceral experience playing these keys on here. And what that brings out of me is there's something about the weight, particularly in the lower end, which really does require a little bit more from me on this side. But I feel like it's a positive thing because it's giving me a little bit more scope for playing light as a feather, or indeed hammering the keys as well. And that, of course, is giving me the authentic feel of playing a concert grand piano. So yeah, I got to tell you, to compare these two models, which is closer to the traditional piano, it's that one. It's definitely that one. But this is a trade-off. You've probably seen the price difference between these two significant. And of course, there are synth aspects to this one, and it's a little bit more lightweight as well. This feels like a professional stage piano type of thing that maybe a roadie would move around for you, whereas this one feels like one that, you know, perhaps you haven't reached the level to have roadies yet, so you'd sling it under your arm and move it around yourself. So maybe that's a good way of looking at the two. So I'm just going to play some of the extra sounds on here because, frankly, I'm having fun. And there are worse things to do with our time. There's a lovely piano on here called the Nashville, and it's a really, really characterful piano, and I love it on all the Yamaha samples. And I'm going to play that a little bit for you now. And what I was doing there was, as I was doing some of the other videos on these models, was just using the super knob to just enhance the sound and bring in some of those pads and effects. Let's go and do the same on the MODX M8. And I'm going to tell you a little bit, again, how this direct comparison feels to me as I'm doing a quick changeover from one to the other. So let's go from that concert grand piano and let's go and play something else that's similar. I won't do exactly the same one. I'm going to go to the felt piano, which I quite like. And this is a sort of different character of piano altogether. Good for movie soundtracks. Indeed, replying to some of the YouTube comments, which I always will, by the way, if you leave a comment down below, that these are great for composing television and movie soundtracks because they really do inspire something out of you as a player. And I love the super knob, just bringing in those filters and effects and synths and other sounds to sort of just nudge your mood. And it's sort of a symbiotic thing because then you play differently and get a different feedback again. And before you know it, you're writing the TV soundtrack for a Netflix crime noir Scandinavian murder thriller type thing, which is what I'm going to try and do now. Okay, so now I'm in the mood for watching a Netflix Scandinavian noir murder thriller type police thingy. It's inspiring to play a piano like that when you can bring in the effects like that. I've got to say, particularly through headphones as well, they don't have speakers built into them, these, so do wear headphones if you don't have the surround speakers for them, because it's a really earthy, lovely, full experience of having the stereo effects sent directly into both of your ears as you're playing. But this key mechanism, I did notice swapping from this one to that one, it does, to me, feel like a bit of a downgrade, I've got to say. I don't want to knock its quality, because with Yamaha Everything is quality all the time. And I've road tested Yamaha equipment for decades, frankly, and they are phenomenal with their durability. But I'm talking strictly in terms of how the keys feel to play. There is something about these that feels lighter, that doesn't quite have the resistance that this one has. It gives you a big element of feeling like you're playing a weighted key as you'd get on a traditional piano. But that one feels quite a big step closer to full authenticity. That's my opinion on it. And with that longer key mechanism in there, and indeed the textured black key tops as well, there's just a weight and a sort of majesty about the keyboard itself as you lean your expressions through your head and your heart and your arms and your bodies onto the keys here. This one feels to me like it's more like the real thing, frankly. So there we go. I hope that's my opinion has just cleared up a few things for you just there. If it's been useful, press the thumbs up below the video. If you've got any questions at all or another aspect of these keyboards you want to see demonstrated or spoken about, leave your comments in the section below and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.